I'm live again. Let's see. Okay, I think. Okay, so let me try to find the new link. It should be here. Okay, there, got it. Awesome. So I'm sharing the new link in our group. Here's the new link. Okay. Oh God, this was so frustrating. All our time is gone just trying to get this set up. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen again. All right, share screen. There. Oh, okay, now let's try again. Okay, so we read all this. After scrutinizingly studying each of the Lord's lagnas, Nīlāmbara Cakravartī foretold the highest fruits and was struck with wonder by seeing the Lord's beauty, because the Lord is the original personality of Godhead. And what I was showing before the power went out was you can find different websites where they go through in detail Mahaprabhu's, and it explains that this is Mahaprabhu's chart right here. And so it explains all that astrologically what all these things means. The alignment of a triple axis, all the different indications. Yeah, it's very interesting. Anyhow, all right, let's see if everybody's joined again. I'm just checking the restream. Let's see. Otherwise, maybe we should just start again tomorrow. Okay, wow, there's already 8 people there. Awesome. All right, so let's continue our reading. Oh man, that was frustrating. Okay. Haribol Mani Manjari Didi. Okay. All right, so let's continue on. So, Nīlāmbara Cakravartī said, in each house there were signs that indicated a king. Sorry, no, he didn't say this. Yeah. Moreover, Cakravartī was astonished by the child's beauty, and Nīlāmbara Cakravartī said, this is what he said, Vipraraja gore hoy bekka heno ache, Vipra bole sheva janibo taha pache. There is a prediction that in the future, a Brahmin will become the king of Bengal. The future will show whether this child is that personality. Gaudiya Bhashya. There is a prophecy amongst people that a great personality would be born in a Brahmin family of Bengal and become king. Nīlāmbara Cakravartī thought that perhaps this boy would in the future become king of Bengal. Time would tell. Mahajyotirvit vipra sabar agrete lagne anurupa katha lagilo kohite. Then that great astrologer Brahman began to speak before everyone present about the symptoms of the various houses in the child's horoscope. Gaudiya Bhashya. Nīlāmbara Cakravartī was a learned teacher of the science of astrology. Therefore, he began to explain the various lagnas of the Lord's horoscope to the people present there. The word Mahajyotirvit is explained as follows. Shanke toile tata mangshe vaide jyotishike dvije yatrayam patinidrayam mahachadto nadiyate. If one adds the prefix maha to shanka, conch, taila, oil, mangsha, flesh, vaidya, doctor, jyotishi, astrologer, brahman, yatra, journey, Pat, path, and nidra, sleep. If this word maha is added to any of those words, it will produce an opposite meaning. Okay. Interesting. So if you say, oh, he's a Mahavidya, it sounds, Maha usually means like great, right? But it actually means the opposite of great. So it means, he's not a doctor, he doesn't know, or Mahajyotishi doesn't mean that he's an astrologer, he doesn't know what he's talking about. It's like, I guess, is it like sarcastic also? But what's the opposite of, anyways, whatever. Oh, there's a footnote here. But I can't click on it, unfortunately. Anyhow, therefore, maha should not be added to these words. But in this case, it is also to be understood that Nīlāmbara Cakravartī was learned and expert in the science of astrology. The word Mahajyotirvit may also indicate one who is learned and expert in spiritual science. Lagne jata deki e balaka mahima Raja heno vakyatare dite nari sima. The qualities I see in this child's horoscope are beyond those of a king. In fact, they are beyond all description. Gaudiya Bhashya. While calculating the lagnas, Nīlāmbara Cakravartī could understand the child's wonderful qualities. The words Raja heno mean as good as a king, or topmost. Actually, no one can properly describe the qualities of this child. Brihaspati jiniya hoibe vidyavan, alpe hoibe sarva guner nidhan. This child will be more learned than Brihaspati. He will soon manifest a reservoir of all good qualities. Gaudiya Bhashya. Brihaspati is the most learned personality in the heavenly planets. Mahaprabhu would surpass Brihaspati in spiritual knowledge rather than in insignificant material knowledge. In other words, the knowledge of Brahman obtained through the material senses of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, the incarnation of Brihaspati, was vanquished by the Lord, just as darkness is vanquished by the rising of the sun. In this way, the Lord would enlighten him with spiritual knowledge in the form of devotional service to Krishna. Sriman Mahaprabhu does not have to endeavor to gradually acquire knowledge as an experienced person labors hard to gradually acquire knowledge, for he is the ocean of all auspicious qualities. Therefore, on the slightest pretense, he will display full mastery in all fields of knowledge. Okay, so this child will be more learned than Brihaspati. He will soon manifest a reservoir of all good qualities. Now, Shekhane Viprarupe Ekamahajan Prabhur Bhavishya Karma Koroye Katan. In that assembly was one great Brahman devotee. That great Brahman devotee in the assembly, he began to describe the Lord's future activities. Gaudiya Bhashya. At the time of calculating the Lord's horoscope, a great personality well-versed in spiritual knowledge was present there in the form of a brāhmaṇa. He began to describe Mahaprabhu's future transcendental activities, or his distribution of love of God. Vipra bole e. I wonder who that Vipra was. I wonder who that Brahman was. It's very mysterious. It doesn't explain anywhere. I wonder, like, if he was like a demigod or something, or some person. Like, it's a total mystery. Vipra bole e shishu shakshat narayan iha hoite sarva dharma hoibe sthapan. He said, I think he gives 13 different qualities, if I remember correctly. I counted them when I did the Caitanya-bhāgavata video. This child is non-different from Narayan. He will re-establish religious principles. Gaudiya Bhashya. The Brahmana said, this boy is Narayan himself, Lord of all lords. He alone will properly reconcile the conflicting principles of various religious preachers. Iha hoite hoibek apurva prachar e shishu koribe sarva jagat udhar. He will preach wonderfully and thus deliver the entire world. Gaudiya Bhashya. This child will distribute throughout the world the splendor of devotional service, which has never before been preached. He will deliver everyone from their narrow-minded desires for material enjoyment, fruit of activities, and speculative knowledge, and he'll fix them in their eternal occupation, devotional service to the Supreme Lord. Brahma Shiva Shuka Jaha Vancha Anukhan Iha Hoite Taha Pai Beka Sarvajan. People will receive from him love of God that is desired by even Brahma, Shiva, and Shukadev. Gaudiya Bhashya. In the Chaitanya Chandramrita, verse 18 and 55, it is stated, "The dear devotees of Lord Gaura happily enjoy pastimes on the splendid path of the pure devotional service, which great sages like Vyasadeva could not thoroughly understand, which material intelligence has no power to enter, which Shukadeva Goswami could not reveal, and which merciful Lord Krishna never revealed to his devotees. O Lord Chaitanya Chandra, who enlightens the ignorant, if you grace me with your merciful glance, then even though I am a wretch, I will not be far away from the wonderful path of pure devotion, which is rarely attained by Shiva, Shukadev, Uddhav, Narad, and other great souls. This child will indiscriminately give everyone that which great personalities like Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and Shukadev Goswami always desire to obtain." 19. Sarva Bhutta Dayalu Nirveda Darashane Sarva Jagater Prita Hoibo Ihane. Just by seeing him, the people of this world will develop love for him, compassion for other entities, and detachment from material enjoyment. So Sarvabhuta, they become Dayalu, they'll become Nirved, completely detached, and Sarva Jagater Prita, they become... That could either mean dear to all living entities, right? Or... Anyways, let's see what it says. Gaudiya Bhashya. By seeing Sriman Mahaprabhu, the people of this world will develop love for Gaura Krishna and become kind to all living entities and equal in happiness and distress. Anyar ki dai Vishnu drohi je javan taharao e shishur bhajibe charan. What to speak of others? Even the Yavanas who are averse to Vishnu will worship the lotus feet of this child. In Caitanya-bhāgavata and Chaitanya Charitamrita, usually when it says Yavan, it refers to Muslims, if I remember correctly. Gaudiya Bhashya. In the Chaitanya Chandramrita, verse 2, it is stated, "Those who are untouched by any piety, who are completely absorbed in irreligion, and who have never received the merciful glance of the devotees, or who have never been to any holy place sanctified by them, are still ecstatically dancing, loudly singing by Lord Chaitanya. Let me therefore glorify that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu." Even such Yavanas will give up such propensities to follow the footsteps of Sri Gaurāṅga. Ananta Brahmande Kirti Gaibo Ihan Abhipra Eshishure Koribe Pranam. His glories will be sung in innumerable universes, and everyone, including the Brahmanas, will offer respects to this child. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word Ihan means his. Brahmanas are the spiritual masters of all the other varnas, the Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Shudras, Antyajas. Such Brahmanas will also offer obeisance, and the entire universe will become maddened by the fragrance of his fame. Bhagavata dharmamoy ihana sharir Deva Dvija Guru Pitri Matri Bhakta Dhir. He is the persona of gods, the brāhmanas, the spiritual masters, his father and mother, and the sober devotees. Gaudiya Bhashya. In the Śrīmad-Bhagavatam 7.11.7, it is stated, the Supreme Being, the personality of Godhead, is the essence of all Vedic knowledge, the root of all religious principles, and the memory of great authorities. O King Yudhishthir, this principle of religion is to be understood as evidence. On the basis of this religious principle, everything is satisfied, including one's mind, soul, and even one's body. The gross body and subtle mental functions are all foreign. The soul's eternal activities are called Bhagavat Dharma. The transcendental body of this child is direct service of the Supreme Lord. I don't understand that. What does that say? The transcendental body of this child is direct service of the Supreme Lord. I'd have to look that up in the Bengali. Let me just highlight it so I can look at it later. One second. Okay. In other words, he is the personification of devotional service to Lord Krishna. Therefore, godly qualities like subordination to the demigods, the brahmanas, spiritual masters, father and mother, who are all devotees of Vishnu, this is all these godly qualities are present in him, such as subordination to all these personalities. One second, my screen's froze. Okay. Vishnu Jeno Avatari Laovayena Dharma She Mata E Shishu Koribe Sarva Karma. Just as Lord Vishnu incarnates and induces people to follow religious principles, this child will perform similar activities. Gaudiya Bhashya. Whenever there is danger in this material world, the demigods pray to the Supreme Lord. Lord Vishnu then incarnates and protects the demigods and human beings from the danger. This child will also be as powerful as Lord Vishnu while he fulfills his mission. Lagne jata kohe shubha lakhana ihan kar shakti ache taha korite vyakhyan. Who has the power to explain the auspicious symptoms that are found in the houses of this child's horoscope? Dhanya tumi Miśra purandar bhagyavan jar e nandan tare rahuk pranam. Glorious, and you are very fortunate for my obeisances unto you. Hearing his glories, everyone considered Jagannātha Misra Shri Viśvambhara nam hoibe ihan. Shri Viśvambhara ki jai. I am also fortunate to have had the privilege of calculating his horoscope. This child's name will be Shri Viśvambhara. Jai Shri Viśvambhara ki jai. Gaudiya Bhashya. The brāhmaṇa decided, I have become fortunate simply by calculating the horoscope of the Lord. The name of this child will be Viśvambhara. 27. Ihani boli belok navadvipa chandra e balake jani hoy kevala parananda. Yet people will call him Navadvip Chandra. Know for certain that this child is a personification of spiritual ecstasy. Keval Parananda. Gaudiya Bhashya. People will call this child Navadvip Chandra, and they will know him as the embodiment of unalloyed ecstasy. 28. Heno rase pache hoy dukher prakash Ataeva na kohila prabhur sannyas. The Brahman did not mention anything about the Lord's accepting sannyas out of fear for creating a distressful condition amidst the joyous occasion. That would definitely pour rain on the fire, on the party. Gaudiya Bhashya. Although the Brahman foresaw auspicious symptoms in indicating the Lord's acceptance of sannyas, out of fear of disturbing the festive atmosphere, he did not disclose this unhappy news. Shuni Jagannātha Misra putrer akhyan anande vivala vipre dite chahe dan. Jagannātha Misra was overwhelmed with ecstasy upon giving in charity to the Brahman. Kichu nahi sudaridra tatapi anande viprer charane dhori Misra chandra kande. But because Jagannātha Misra was extremely poor, he simply took hold of the Brahmana's feet and cried. Sheho vipra kande Jagannātha paye dhori Anande shakala loka bole hari hari. The Brahmana then grabbed hold of Jagannātha Misra's feet and cried, while the people present there chanted Hari Hari in great ecstasy. In ecstasy. Wow. So Jagannātha Misra, he had nothing to give the Brahman because he was so poor, but he took hold of the Brahman's feet. But the Brahman also took hold of Jagannātha Misra's feet and cried, while the people present there chanted Hari Hari in ecstasy. Sorry, I got distracted for a second, so I just wanted to reread that. Devya koshti shuni jata bandava shakal Jai Jai diya sabe koren mangal. Hearing the Lord's extraordinary horoscope, the friends and relatives there happily chanted, Jai, Jai. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word Divya Koshti refers to the horoscope of a godly personality. Toto kone ailo shakala badyakar mṛdaṅgas sānāi vangshi bajaye apar. At that time, various musicians came and began to enthusiastically play mṛdaṅgas, sānāi, and flutes. Gaudiya Bhashya. A mṛdaṅga is a clay oblong drum? Okay. A clay oblong drum shell with the right and left open ends curved by leather smeared with mangosteen and stretched in place and connected together by leather strips. It is a famous instrument used in saṅkīrtana. The use of mṛdaṅgas was current even during the time of the Lord's appearance. The sānāi is a brass musical instrument with holes in it. Mangosteen. Okay. Devastriye narastriye na parichinite deve nare ekatra hoilo bhalo mate. Demigoddesses mixed unnoticed with the ladies present there. Gaudiya Bhashya. After understanding that the Lord had advented, the wives of the demigods mixed with the ladies of this world and assembled at the house of Jagannātha Misra with a desire to see the Lord. No one could distinguish the demigoddesses from the worldly women. One second, I haven't checked. I wanted to check Restream just to make sure it's all okay there. Okay, looks like it is. Yeah, there's 9 people. That's so cool. I was expecting not many people to rejoin. Hari Bodhise Shri Mataji and Ganga Mataji and Saci-devī Didi. And everybody else watching. Okay. Deva Mata Sabya Hate Dhanya Durvaloya Hasiden Prabhu Shire Chirayu Bolia. Okay, so demigoddesses, they mixed unnoticed with the ladies present there, and Aditi, the mother of the demigods, with her right hand, placed paddy and durva grass on the head of the child and blessed him, saying, "Live a long life, Chirayu." Gaudiya Bhashya. The word Savyahate in this verse means right hand. The word Devamata refers to Aditi, the wife of Kashyapa Muni. Chirakala Prithivite Koroho Prakash Ataiva chirayu bolia hoilohas. She desired that the Lord would always remain on this earth planet. Therefore she smiled as she blessed him with the words, "Live a long life, Chirayu." Apurva sundari sab, Saci-devī dekhe, Varta je gyasite karo na aise mukhe. Although Mother Saci saw the beautiful demigoddesses there, she was too shy to inquire about their identities. 38. Shachir charana dhuli loy devi gan, Anande shachir mukhe na aise bachan. The demigoddesses took the dust from Śacīdeví's feet, and Saci became speechless out of joy. 39. Kiba ananda hoilo she Jagannātha ghare, Vedete anante taha varnite na pare. The happiness experienced in the house of Jagannātha Misra could not be described by either Lord Ananta or the Vedas. Loka dekhe shachi grihe sarva nadiyai, jay ananda hoilo taha koho na jai. People at the house of Saci and throughout Nadia felt such ecstasy that it is beyond description. Ki nagare kiba ghare kiba ganga tire, niravadi sarva loka haridvani kore. Whether in the village, in the houses, or on the banks of the Ganga, everywhere people continually chanted the names of Lord Hari. 42. Janma Jatra Mahotsava Nishai Grahane Ananda Kore na keho marma nahi jane. Thinking that they were celebrating the occasion of the eclipse. Unknowingly, they were celebrating the Lord's appearance. Gaudiya Bhashya. Since there was a lunar eclipse that night, many people unknowingly celebrated the appearance of Mahaprabhu. Although the celebrations were performed on account of the lunar eclipse, they were actually meant for the Lord's appearance. Common men, however, did not understand this fact. Chaitanya Janma Jatra Falguni Purnima Ādi 3.1 Kore Aradhana. Lord Chaitanya appeared on the full moon night of the month of and others. I keep on getting this message that says my internet connection is unstable. The power is back. I wonder if I should switch over to the Wi-Fi. Or if this is good enough, I'll just stay here with this. Parama pavitra thiti bhakti swarupini, jahi avatirna hoilen dvijamani. This day is the reservoir of devotional service, and therefore most sanctified, because the Supreme Lord, the best of the brāhmaṇas, appeared on that day. Gaudiya Bhashya. The demigods, headed by Lord Brahma, also worshipped the full moon night of the month of Falgun, the appearance day of Sri Chaitanya. The full moon night of the month of Falgun is a spiritual day that is Shuddha Sattva Mai, comprised of pure goodness, and Shakshar Bhakti Sarupini, the Nityananda Janma Maghi Shukla Trayodashi Gaura Chandra Prakasha Falguni Purnamasi. Lord Nityananda appeared on the 13th day of the waxing moon in the month of Magha, and Gaurachandra appeared on the full moon evening in the month of Falgun. Sarva Jatra Mangala Edui Punyatithi. Okay, it slows down a little and gets slightly distorted occasionally, but overall the connection isn't too bad. Okay, so then I think I'll just stick with this then. Sarva Jatra Mangale Edui Punyatiti Sarva Shubha Lagna Adhishtana Hoi Iti. These 2 days are most auspicious because all favorable planetary conjunctions are present on these days. eteke e dui titi korile sevan, Krishna bhakti hoy khande avidya bandhan. Therefore, whoever observes these 2 days, Shri Nityananda Trayodashi and Gaur Janma Mahotsav, Gaur Purnima, attains devotion to Lord Krishna and freedom from the bondage to ignorance. Krishna bhakti hoy or khande avidya bandhan. Ishvarer janmatiti jeheno pavitra, Vaishnaver she mata titir charitra. This is a really great verse. I want to memorize it. Just as the appearance day of the Lord is sanctified, the appearance days of the Vaishnavas are also. Gaudiya Bhashya. In the Brahma Purana it is stated, fortunate are those persons of Kali Yuga who observe the appearance days of Vishnu by staying awake at night and fasting. They are not subject to the great fear of rebirth in the material world. Wherever they reside, Kali cannot affect them. Observing vows on the appearance days of the eternal Supreme Lord gives liberation. These observances of vows for the pleasure of Vishnu are the greatest good in this life and the next, in this life and the next. These observances of vows are the greatest dharma. By observing these 2 auspicious days, the 13th day of the waxing moon in the month of Magh, which is in January, February, and the full moon day in the month of Falgun, that's within March and April. It's always in March, isn't it, Mahaprabhu's? Anyways, by following these 2 days, a conditioned soul's nescience is destroyed and his propensity for serving Krishna is awakened. One may observe the appearance day of the Lord by fasting and holding a festival. Just as the appearance day of the Lord is pure, the appearance days of the Lord's devotees are also pure. One must certainly hold festivals on those days. 49. We're almost at the end. Gaura Chandra Avirbhav Shune Je Jane Kabhu Dukha Nahi Tar Janme Ba Marane. Whoever hears about the appearance of Lord Gaurachandra will never feel distress, either during this life or at the time of death. 50. Shunile Chaitanya Katha Bhakti Phal Dhare Janme Janme Chaitanyer Shange Avatare. By hearing the topics of Sri Chaitanya, one attains the fruit of devotional service to the Supreme Lord and accompanies the Lord in his pastimes life after life. Gaudiya Bhashya. It is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam 11:11 verses 23 to 24. My dear Uddhav, narrations of my pastimes and qualities are all auspicious and purify the entire universe. A faithful person who constantly hears, glorifies, and remembers such transcendental activities, who through dramatic performances relives my pastimes, beginning with my appearance, and who takes full shelter of me, dedicating his religious, sensual, and occupational activities for my satisfaction, certainly obtains unflinching devotional service to me, the eternal personality of Godhead. So annoying how they don't give the Sanskrit. That's such an important verse. Satam prasangam mama virya samvido bhavanti hritkarna rasayana kata dajoshanaj ashvapavargavatmani Shraddha bhakti rati anukramishrati. Yeah. If a living entity hears the topics of Sri Chaitanya Dev, his service attitude is awakened, and he can accompany the Sri Chaitanya and each of his incarnations within this world. Whoa, let's read that again. If a living entity hears the topics of Sri Chaitanya Dev, his service attitude is awakened, and he can accompany Sri Chaitanya and each of his incarnations within this world. Wow! Ādi Katha Boro Shunite Sundar Jahi Avatirna Gaurachandra Maheshwar. The topics of Ādi Khanda are most pleasing to hear because they describe the appearance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Gaurachandra. Verses 52 to 53. Eshab lilar kabu nahi pariched, avirbhav tirobhav matra kohe ved, Chaitanya kathar adi anta nahi dekhi, tahan kripaya je bolan taha likhi. Although the Vedas describe the Lord's appearance and disappearance, his avirbhav and tirobhav, there is actually no ends to his pastimes. I do not see any beginning or end of the topics of Sri Chaitanya. I simply write down whatever he mercifully induces me to speak. Gaudiya Bhashya. Oh, this is a long commentary. What time is it? It's 8:23. Wow, this is a very long commentary. Oh my God. Oh, maybe we should read this tomorrow. There's just 2 more verses after this, but this commentary is so long. I don't know. I'm trying to decide. Let's just read it. Okay, Gaudiya Bhashya. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya 20, verses 282 to 391, 393, 395, it is stated, the consecutive pastimes of Krishna are manifest in one of the innumerable universes, moment after moment. There is no possibility of counting the universes, but in any case, some pastime of the Lord is being manifest at every moment in one universe or another. Thus, the Lord's pastimes are like flowing Ganges water. In this way, all the pastimes are manifested by the son of Nanda Maharaj. Lord Krishna exhibits his pastimes of childhood, boyhood, and pre-youth. When he reaches pre-youth, he continues to exist eternally to perform his ras dance and other pastimes. Descriptions of Krishna's eternal pastimes are in all the revealed scriptures, but one cannot understand how they are continuing eternally. Let me give an example by which people may understand Lord Krishna's eternal pastimes. An example can be found in the zodiac. The sun moves across the zodiac day and night, oceans between the 7 islands, one after the other. According to Vedic astronomical calculations, the rotation of the sun consists of 60 dandas, and it is divided into 600 palas. The sun rises in steps consisting of 60 palas. 60 palas equal 1 danda, and 8 dandas comprise 1 prahar. Day and night are divided into 8 prahars, 4 belonging to the day and 4 belonging to the night. After 8 prahars, the sun rises again. Just like the sun, there is an orbit to Krishna's pastimes. This is an interesting commentary. So, just like the sun, there is an orbit to Krishna's pastimes, which are manifest one after the other. During the lifetime of 14 Manus, this orbit expands through all the universes, and gradually it returns. Thus, Krishna moves with his pastimes through all the universes, one after another. The cycle of his pastimes turns like a wheel of fire. Thus, Krishna exhibits his pastimes one after the other in every universe. Since all Krishna's pastimes are taking place continuously, at every moment some pastime is existing in one universe or another. Consequently, these pastimes are called eternal by the Vedas and Puranas. I see the connection just went again. It's getting unstable. In the Logu Bhagavatamrita, Purva 363, 385, 392, and 421, it is stated, just as Sri Krishna is the primeval Lord or unborn, his pastimes of appearance and disappearance are beginningless. By his own supreme will, Lord Mukunda repeatedly manifests his pastimes of appearance and disappearance in this world. He is Aja, or unborn, yet he takes birth. One may ask how a person who is unborn can take birth. It appears completely contradictory. In order to reconcile this contradiction, one may reply that the Supreme Lord is inconceivable, full of opulences, and completely spiritual. Since there is no tinge of transformation in the Supreme Lord and his devotees, they are both unborn. The devotees are also unborn. And though their birth is not due to sexual intercourse, they appear in a pure heart as the sun appears in the east and are therefore also born. Okay. As the fire present in the form of heat, the power just went out. Good thing I didn't switch over to Wi-Fi. As the fire present in the form of heat within jewels and wood manifests due to a particular cause, Lord Krishna manifests his wonderful pastimes of appearance and disappearance at a particular time due to a particular cause. The principal cause of his manifesting pastimes of appearance and disappearance is his desire to bless his devotees and spread the glories of his famous pastimes. Okay, so the reason why he manifests his pastimes of appearance and disappearance is out of his desire to bless his devotees and spread the glories of his famous pastimes. Another principal cause for his appearance is to exhibit mercy on his dear devotees like Vāsudeva, who are constantly being tortured by formidable demons. Brahma and other demigods' prayers to the Lord for diminishing the burden of the earth, even today, are the secondary causes for the Lord's appearance. Main reason is for his devotees. If his dear devotees are eager to see him, then Lord Shri Krishna, who is an ocean of mercy, immediately exhibits his pastimes to them. Even today, some most fortunate devotees who are overwhelmed with love and devotion, they happily see the sporting pastimes of Krishna in Vrindavan. What is that verse? Adyapiha she lila Adyapiha she lila gorarai. Bhagavan, no, what is it? Kichu Bhagavan deki bari pai, something like that. Kono Bhagavan deki bari pai, I think. So even today, Mahaprabhu's pastimes are being performed, and some very fortunate souls are able to see them. I think that's from Prem Vivarta. Therefore, the fully independent Supreme Lord manifests before one's eyes by his own sweet will. But since he is not the object of material vision, he is not seen by material eyes. Elsewhere in Laghu Bhagavatamrita, Purva 427, it is stated, "It is clearly stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam and other Puranas that the pastimes of Krishna are eternal." In his commentary on the above quoted verse from Laghu Bhagavatamrita, Srila Baladev Vijibhushan has stated, "Since the pastimes of the Lord are activities, there must be a beginning and an end, because all activities have a beginning and an end. Otherwise, the pastimes cannot be complete. But if the pastimes have a beginning and an end, how can they be considered eternal?" In answer to this, it is replied in the Gopal Tapani, "Ekopi san bahuda vabhati." Although Lord Vishnu is one, he manifests in many forms. And in the Vishnu Purana, it says, "Ekanik Swarupaya." Lord Vishnu is one as well as many. Ek anik. These two statements prove the unlimitedness of the Supreme Lord. The Chandogya Upanishad describes the devotees of the Lord as follows: Sa ekada bhavati tridha. He is one kind and three kinds. From this statement of the Chandogya Upanishad, it is understood that each of Lord Vishnu's associates are also unlimited. Also, in the Rig Veda 154.6, it is said, "Paramam padam avabhati bhuri." The supreme abode of Krishna is unlimitedly manifested. From this statement of the Rig Veda, the unlimitedness of the pastime places of the Supreme Lord is also confirmed. From these statements that establish the unlimitedness of the Supreme Lord, his devotees, and his abode, it is understood that the pastimes of the Supreme Lord are not temporary. Despite the beginning and ends of the various pastimes of the Lord's various incarnations, all such pastimes are factually eternally enacted. They simply appear to begin in one place. They appear to begin in one place while ending in another. But this is just apparent. In this way, because there's no gap in the pastimes, they are called eternal. Because as soon as it's ending here, it's beginning somewhere else, and it's never actually stopping. If one accepts that the pastimes of the Lord are eternal, the doubt may still arise that since his pastimes have a beginning, they must certainly have an end. In reply, it is understood that although the pastimes of a particular form of the Lord take place at a particular time, they are nevertheless eternal. Shankaracharya has stated this in his commentary on the Brahma Sutras 1.3.28. If someone says, he has cooked, that does not mean that he cooked twice. In the Govinda Bhashya on the Brahma Sutras 3.3.11, it is stated, if someone utters, cow, that does not mean 2 cows. Therefore, even though the Supreme Lord has multiple forms, they are all one. There is no doubt about it. In the Vedas it is stated, Eko Devo Nitya Lilanurakto Bhakta Vyapi Bhakta Hridyantaratma. The one Supreme Lord Vishnu is eternally engaged in diverse pastimes and situated in the hearts of his devotees as a supersoul. One may consult the Śrīmad-bhāgavatam 3.2.15, 10.9.13, 10.14.22, 1.10.26, as well as the Brihad Vaishnav Toshani, wherein it is stated. I think we can read these verses next reading because it's a lot of verses. So I'll skip these verses for now, and then I'm just going to read these 2 last verses because this is the end. Bhakta Shange Gora Chandra Pare Namaskar Ite Aparadha Kichu Na Hok Amar. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Sri Gaurachandra along with his devotees, so that I may not commit any offenses at their feet. Then last verse. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Chanda Jan Vrindavana Dasa Tachu Pada Juge Gan. Accepting Shri Chaitanya and Nityananda Prabhu as my life and soul, I, Vrindavan Das, sing the glories of their lotus feet. Thus ends the English translation of the Gaudiya Bhashya of Sri Caitanya-bhāgavata, Chapter 3, entitled Calculation of the Lord's Horoscope. So tomorrow we will finish that long purport that I was reading, and we will begin Chapter 3, which is the name-giving ceremony, that's Namkaran, the childhood pastimes, Bal Charitra, and the thieves kidnap the Lord, Chora Apaharan. Yeah, Chora Apaharan. Alright, thanks for letting me go 5 minutes over time. I'll quickly end with the Mahamantra and Jayadvani, and then, yeah. Alright. Jai Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nītāi Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai, Shri Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohan Ju Ki Jai, Jai Shri Gurudev Ki Jai, Shri Param Gurudev Ki Jai, Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai, Shri Rupa Anuga Gauriya Guru Varga Ki Jai, Swaparshad Shri Gaur Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai, Shri Radha Krishna Gopu Gopi Gan Ki Jai, Shri Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai, Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi Ki Jai, Shri Caitanya-bhāgavata Ki Jai, Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur Ki Jai, Shri Harinam Saṅkīrtana Ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Shri Nītāi Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Vrindai Tulsi Devai Priyai Keshavascha Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Satyavataya Namo Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyaya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat pranams, everybody. Hari Bol, Kishore Prabhu, and Mani Manjari Didi. Must be really late for you, Mani Manjari Didi, right? Anyways, thank you so much for joining. And let's see who's on Facebook and YouTube. Raseshwari Mataji. Kishore is there on Facebook also. I mean, YouTube also. Ganga Mataji, Surevi Didi, Vidya Lalasa Didi, Raseshwari Mataji, Indira Mataji, and Carmen Indriya Hare Krishna. All right, thank you so much for joining, everybody, and I'll see you all tomorrow to read the 4th chapter. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.
Oh, quick question.
Yes.
Do we take beans during Chaturmas or no?
Yeah, you're not supposed to take any beans, like no rajma or anything like that. Yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay.
All right. Haribol.